So have you ever really stopped to think about how the internet actually works? It's not one single cloud. It's this wild collection of thousands of different competing networks. You've got Google, your home ISP, massive universities, and they all have their own private roadmaps. So the big question is, how on earth does a message from inside Google find its way to a server at IBM? How do all these rivals manage to work together to create one single global internet?
Welcome to Super Courseva. Unlock the secrets of the internet and master computer networking. Let's dive in.
All right, to figure that out, here's our game plan. First, we'll look at the Great Network Divide. That's the core problem. Then we'll see the solution, this United Nations of networks. We'll use a simple postal service analogy to make it all make sense, check out the global address book that keeps it all organized, and finally we'll recap everything with what we're calling your digital passport.
Okay, first up, the Great Network Divide. We really have to start with the problem itself, because once you understand the challenge, the solution feels, well, kind of genius.
Let's get really specific here. We're not just talking about sending a file to the person in the next office. The real question is, what happens when data has to leave one massive global network and travel to a totally separate one, maybe even on the other side of the world?
See, inside its own house, any big organization has a perfect map. It knows where everything is. It uses something called an Interior Gateway Protocol, an IGP, to zip data around super efficiently between all its own servers. But, and this is the key, that map is a top-secret document.
And this is where we hit the wall. These organizations are competitors. Google doesn't exactly trust Comcast with its internal secrets, and you can be sure Comcast feels the same way. They aren't about to hand over the keys to the kingdom. So, how do you send a letter to someone if they won't give you their address? It's pretty clear that the rules for moving stuff inside the house just won't work for sending things between houses. We need a whole different rulebook, and that's where an Exterior Gateway Protocol, or EGP, comes into play. It's designed for a world with zero trust. It doesn't need the full map. It only needs to know one simple thing. Where's the front door?
So how do we solve this puzzle of trust? Well, let's get into the solution that literally makes the modern internet possible. It's an idea that is so elegant in its simplicity.
The big breakthrough was this. Stop thinking about every single computer. Instead, we group them into what are called autonomous systems, or an AS for short. An AS is really just the official technical name for one of those huge networks we're talking about. You know, everything owned by your internet provider, or a big tech company, or a university.
And this is the real picture of the internet. It's not some fluffy single cloud. It's a massive network of networks. It's a mesh, a patchwork quilt of thousands of these independent autonomous systems that have all agreed to speak the same language.
Now I know autonomous system can still sound a bit abstract. So let's use a really simple analogy to make this whole thing click.
I want you to imagine that every single autonomous system is its own country on a giant world map. So Google is one country. Your ISP is another. A big university is a third one. You get the idea.
Okay, so every country needs an official way for mail to get in and out, right? A central post office or a main port of entry. In the networking world, that's called an edge router. It's the one and only official front door for that entire country.
And here's where it all comes together. The Exterior Gateway Protocol, the EGP, acts like the International Postal Service. Its only job is to get a package to the right country. It doesn't care about the specific street address. Once the package lands at that country's central post office, the local mail service, our Interior Gateway Protocol, takes over. It's got the detailed local maps, and it handles the final delivery to the exact house.
So, this system works beautifully. But it does create one new massive problem. If you've got thousands of these countries, who's in charge of making sure each one has a unique address? I mean, without a central authority, you could have two networks claiming to be the same one, and the whole system would just fall apart. Total chaos.
Well, that incredibly important job falls to a nonprofit called IANA, the Internet Assigned Numbers Authority. You can think of them as the neutral global referee for the entire internet. Their job is to hand out the official numbers and make absolutely sure there are no duplicates.
And if you're wondering why this is so critical, just imagine if anybody could claim their computer was 8.8.8.8, which is Google's famous DNS server. Nothing would work. IANA is that single source of truth that makes sure every address leads to one and only one place.
So in the same way your computer gets a unique IP address, every single one of these countries, these autonomous systems, gets its own unique ID card. And this is called an autonomous system number, or an ASN.
Now, you might notice this number here looks a little different than the IP addresses you're used to seeing. It's not 4 numbers with dots in between. An ASN is just one single whole number. It's still a 32-bit number, just like an IP, but we write it out as one solid block.
And there's a really good reason for that. An ASN is basically a single mailing label for an entire organization. There's no reason to chop it up into smaller pieces. And honestly, these numbers aren't really for us humans to read anyway. They're designed for routers and other network gear to process as fast as possible.
All right, we have covered a ton of ground. So let's bring this all home. We're going to put all the pieces together one last time with our postal analogy to give you a really clear takeaway.
Let's lock this in. The autonomous system, the AS, that's the house, the whole organization. The ASN, that's its unique house number. The IGP is how you get mail from the living room to the kitchen, all internal. The EGP is the mail truck that drives between the houses. And IANA, they're the city council, making sure no 2 houses accidentally get the same address. Simple as that.
And that really leaves us with a pretty incredible final thought. The internet isn't owned or operated by any one company or government. It's a voluntary agreement, a United Nations of thousands of separate networks that all choose to cooperate. And what holds it all together is this beautiful, elegant system of protocols and a shared rulebook. It's an amazing example of how cooperation can build something truly, truly global.